Proteins, we know, are required for almost all the activities of the cell. Proteins, they help in forming the structure of a cell. The proteins are also the majority type of enzymes of the cell. So proteins in total are required for almost everything that is happening in the cell. And do you know who forms the proteins in the cell? Yes, this structure that you can see over here, known as ribosomes, are the ones which help in forming proteins. And that is the reason they are known as protein factories of the cell. So we can see over here, this is the messenger RNA which is bringing the message to a particular ribosome as to what type of a polypeptide structure should be created out, which is being formed from here. So these type of structures which are present in the cell, we can see these small structures which are present scattered in the cell are known as ribosomes, also known as the protein factories. So ribosomes are small granular structures that were first observed by George Palade in 1953 under an electron microscope. Then the ribosomes are also membraneless organelles just like centrosomes, and the ribosomes are ribonucleoprotein particles, that is they are made up of the RNA, ribonucleic acid, they are made up of RNA as well as certain nucleoproteins. Ribosomes, if they occur singly, they are known as ribosomes. So they can occur either singly also, or if they are arranged, if many ribosomes are arranged in one mRNA chain like this way, we can see these are many ribosomes are attached to one single messenger RNA chain. This type of a structure is known as a polyribosome or also known as ergosomes. So ribosomes can either be present as monosomes, that is singly scattered in the cytoplasm, or they can be arranged along a one messenger RNA chain, and this structure is known as a polysome or polyribosome as well. Now let's study the location of ribosomes. Ribosomes in the case of a eukaryotic cell. So this is a picture of a plant cell given. We can see that ribosomes are present in 4 areas. Number 1, they may be present freely in the cytoplasm. So they can be scattered randomly in the cytoplasm. We can see over here like this. They can be randomly scattered. Or these ribosomes, they can attach with the endoplasmic reticulum. We can see over here, if they are attached with the endoplasmic reticulum, that forms the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So it is on the RER as well. And apart from this, the ribosomes can also be found in organelles. That is, there are 2 organelles known as mitochondria as well as plastids in the case of plants. These are also having the ribosomes. So mitochondria can also have ribosomes present, as well as the plastids can also have ribosomes present in them. So we have seen that in a eukaryotic cell, that is in the case of a plant cell as well as animal cell, the ribosomes will be present in 4 locations, that is in the cytoplasm. Then they can be attached on the RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and they can also be present in organelles in the respective cells like mitochondria as well as plastids in the case of plant cells only. Then in the case of prokaryotes, we will see that the ribosomes are just randomly present in the cytoplasm. So ribosomes are just freely floating structures in the cytoplasm of the prokaryotes. Now let's talk about the various types of ribosomes. Ribosomes actually are made up of 2 units. They are made up of 2 structures. One is a larger structure known as the larger subunit, and the other is a smaller structure known as the smaller subunit. Both of these structures, they join during the protein synthesis under the influence of an ion, magnesium ion, and then they help in the synthesis of proteins. But depending upon what type of a structure, what type of a larger subunit and a smaller subunit is joined, the ribosomes are actually of two types, that is 70S as well as 80S. So now let's study the various type of ribosomes. The ribosomes which are present in prokaryotic cells as well as in the mitochondria and the plastids of the eukaryotic cell. So in all these structures, in all these three structures, the ribosome is 70S type ribosome. Now, what exactly is S that we are mentioning? This S that we are talking about is known as the Swedberg's unit or Swedberg's coefficient, which is an indirect method of actually knowing the density of a particular particle. So, 70S ribosomes, they are composed of two things. They are composed of ribosomal RNA as well as they are made up of ribonucleoproteins in the ratio of 60 to 40 respectively. So, there is approximately 60% of ribosomal RNA and there is 40% of this proteinaceous structure. Now, 70S ribosome, we can see in the picture, it is made up of two subunits. So, this larger is one subunit. This is the larger subunit known as the 50S subunit. So, I'll write larger over here. And this second subunit is known as the 80S subunit. This is the smaller subunit. So, we can say 70S ribosome is made up of a 30S subunit. So, this smaller subunit is known as the 30S subunit, which is made up of 21 proteins and 16S RNA. So, 21 protein molecules and 16S ribosomal RNAs, they join together to form the smaller subunit of the 70S ribosomes, which is known as the 30S subunit. Then the larger subunit known as the 50S subunit is made up of 34 proteins, molecules and two type of rRNAs, that is the 23S rRNA as well as the 5S ribosomal RNA. So, these three structures, the 5S RNA, the 23S RNA as well as the 34 proteins, they join together to form the larger subunit, that is the 50S subunit of a prokaryotic ribosome, that is 70S ribosome. And as I repeated earlier, this type of ribosome, the 70S type of ribosomes are seen in prokaryotes scattered uniformly in the cytoplasm as well as in the organelles like mitochondria and plastids of a eukaryotic cell. Now, let's talk about the other type of ribosome, that is the eukaryotic ribosome, also known as the 80S ribosome. So, this ribosome also is made up of two units, that is a 60S larger subunit and a 40S smaller subunit. This subunit, this 80S ribosome is also composed of ribosomal RNA as well as ribonucleoproteins in the ratio of 40 to 60% respectively. So, 40% is approximately the ribosomal RNA and 60% is the various type of proteins that are formed. Now, as I told you, the 80S ribosomes are formed of 60S subunit as well as the 40S subunit. Now, let's see that what are the various components that form the 40S as well as the 60S subunit. So, the 40S subunit is made up of 33 proteins, molecules as well as 18S ribosomal RNA. Whereas the larger subunit, that is the 60S subunit in the case of the ATS ribosomes is made up of 40 proteins molecules, and it is made up of 3 types of ribosomal RNA. So what are the 3 type of RNAs? We can see over here. It is the 28S, then 5.8S and 5S ribosomal RNAs that combine together to form the larger unit of the ATS eukaryotic ribosome. This ribosome will be present lying scattered in the cytoplasm of eukaryotic cells, as well as it will be present upon the rough endoplasmic reticulum of the eukaryotic cell as well. So these are the 2 types of ribosomes that we had to discuss. Now let's talk about the functions of the ribosomes. As we have already discussed, ribosomes are known as the protein factories of a cell. Why? Because they help in the formation of proteins. And how do they do that? They do so because they have an enzyme known as peptidyl transferase in the larger subunit of the ribosome, and this enzyme actually helps in protein synthesis. Then, apart from this, the ribosomes are also known to play a role in the process of photosynthesis, as well as the endoplasmic reticulum bound ribosomes. They synthesize various types of the secretory, various type of membranes, as well as lysosomal proteins that are required by the cell. So these are the various functions that are performed by the ribosomes, and we will talk about the other organelles in our next videos. Thank you.
To buy these books, you can go to www.cengage.co.in, or you can also find the links in the video description given below. Thank you.